How's it going, Critter Family? I hope you all are doing well. We have a great little video here. This is a suggestion by Jessie from the channel, and she's asking about what we can learn from this deer and doggy interaction. So this is a very cute little video, very interesting, and something great that we can learn about the difference in how predators and prey animals act. How each of them will instinctively respond to each other in a moment of stress. Don't worry, nobody gets hurt here. Apparently people are ragging on this guy for letting his dog, be loose. But I mean, looks like a vehicle jack of some sort. So so he's working on something. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but as he says, these are curious animals. Deer are very curious, and of course, this cute little doggy here is as well. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna take a look at this cute little interaction going through to see what each animal is telling each other. So if you're ready, then let's get started. So first we have deer coming up, very bushy tail. I've never seen a deer, like a white-tailed deer, if this is what it is, with a bushy tail like that. It almost reminds me a bit of a skunk. Maybe that's part of the reason why they're meant to look like that. This little dog is just chilling. Deer comes over. You noticed it stomped a couple of times. Usually stomping is skunks also do that. But this is like a warning. Tail kind of wagging, moves away. Dog goes to investigate, but the dog is very, kind of on the front of their toes, but they're also very twitchy. So the dog is not going in to be aggressive. They're just very curious, like, what the heck is this? They might as well think it's a giant dog. So, so gave a tiny little lip lick, maybe they're leaning down, maybe like it's gonna lay down, like it's to me it looks like it's more intimidated, more so than, it could very well be laying down as if to be stalking, the animal, but I think this is more of just not sure, and he wants to get low to show the animal, hey, you're approaching me, I don't want to be threatening, I'm gonna lay down. That cute, goofy little ear. So deer comes back in, stomping, tail very high, making, I'm assuming, direct eye contact. So this is kind of a bluff. This deer, don't get me wrong, this deer can absolutely cause some damage. They have very sharp, powerful claws on their feet. They have the two hooves, kind of like a cow's hoof. Very sharp, powerful kick. They can certainly cause some damage to this dog, just like we all know that this dog could absolutely cause damage. But I think if anyone were to try to cause damage, the deer probably would, because that's how they survive. The dog might play with the deer and accidentally scratch them up, but that they're not purposely, I wouldn't think, going to try to hurt each other. But so this little doe is coming up, stomping, trying to intimidate, puts pressure. As soon as she gets a little bit close, the dog kind of jumps back, maybe in a bit of a playful way, and then the deer also kind of jumps too. So she's putting pressure. She's saying, hey, back off. She notices when I stomp and I put pressure, being in like the herd hierarchy, when I put pressure on you, stomping, staring at you, walking towards you, and you move away, in her eyes, as thinking as a deer, I don't, of course I'm no deer psychologist. I don't study them. I'm not a deer biologist, but I would think that she says, okay, I have the upper ground. I'm higher. Back off. Another stomp. Very tall tail with that stiff wag, saying, hey, I'm big and powerful. Don't come towards me. Couple little licks. So I imagine that licks in, an animal licking their lips, whether it's a cat or a horse or a deer or a dog, that the licks are still a way to relieve stress. So she's kind of coming in sideways. She's not, she says, hey, you weren't giving me enough space. So she did it. He backs all the way up, and then her head goes high, and she says, okay, I'm going to back out of here. She blinks, looks this way, thinks about maybe going this way. Very smart that she's backing away. She's not just turning her back to him immediately. Although she can run into this, bush, she knows. With her eyes being on the side of her head, I'm pretty sure she can see behind her. So then she walks away. Tail still very high. He takes a step in. She notices it. These guys are always, it's their job to stay alive, so they always notice everything. He's still staring at her, mouth closed, his cute, goofy little ear. She moves away, creating a draw, and he wants to go say, hey, wait a minute, don't leave yet. I'm still interested in you. She gives a couple more stomps. She says, hey, you're not moving. But, he's also not continuing to put pressure on her. He's not moving closer to her. She stomps, she lowers her head, as a way that, deer might have a very similar way of looking at things the way horses do, where when they move their head up and down, they're able to change the depth and the way that they see things. So she goes down, sniffs a little bit, not so sure. She says, okay, I feel safe enough to walk away. He's not approaching me. I don't need to keep, threatening him. Starts to go away. Very smart. He takes a step towards her. She says, hey, don't come up behind me. She says, you're getting too close. So she stomps. He says, oh, okay. She's putting pressure on me. She's getting closer to me. I'm going to lay down and try to be less threatening. She keeps stepping, stomping. He's jumping. She says, you're not moving. I got to get closer. And look at, these are some pretty sharp, I believe they call them claws, right? For, cattle and two-legged ungulates, if that's what they're called. I might be totally wrong, but, for pigs or cattle or deer, they have the two clawed hooves. But she starts to stomp. He backs away a little bit more. And she says, I want to make sure that you're I want to make sure you're giving me plenty of room. As soon as the human takes one step forward, too much pressure, she starts to back away. And as soon as she starts to back away and the human steps forward, he steps with his human. Because he says, all right, let's go. Let's chase this big dog. So human plus dog, too much pressure, for her. Even just one step by the human, dog could probably run up to her and run away, and she may not necessarily run. But she says, well, we got too much going on here. So he's still jumping, and she reads that. She's able to read that, hey, when I do this and you jump, you're not as threatening. I can tell that you're nervous when I do this. So she's telling him again, don't come after me.
Come here, bud.
Trying to... So he hears, his owner, he opens his mouth, starts panting. This tells me he's going from less fear to more excited, more like, more stimulated. Maybe let's play. Dad's talking to me. Maybe we're gonna go after this deer. I don't know if they normally go hunting or not. I have no idea. But the deer is saying, hey, back off.
Leave him alone.
Some more stomp. Dog is way over threshold, way too close to this animal to be able to listen to Dad, but thankfully, Dad's not like screaming at him. He doesn't have a shock collar or anything on him. The deer is saying, dude, back off, and then that's just where it ends. So I would take it as the owner stopped recording to make sure to get his dog's attention, to get his dog away, to save his dog. He didn't sit there and record. He did the smart thing, is what I can assume, is he did the smart thing. Put the camera down and make sure we make everybody safe rather than continue to record and see if something, and wait for something bad to happen. But yeah, very, very cute, playing curious. They're both very curious of each other. Deer coming around the corner. Deer are very curious. Cattle are very curious. Any animal, I think, is very curious, whether it's a prey or a predator animal. So very cute little video, very interesting to learn. Great animal behavior to learn, even from the human, to the cute little dog. I think his name is Butch. Is it Butch? I might be wrong. And his cute little doe over here. So thank you so much for the suggestion. Let me know what you guys think, happened in this video, what you learned, or if you know stuff that I don't know, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Go give your little critters, whether they're prey or predator or primate or whatever they are, reptiles or fish, go give them some kind of love that they enjoy. Say how you do for me. And until next time, practice patience and positivity.